You know, I'm constantly reflecting, and just recently I realized I really never changed my understanding. I never changed the basic feeling that I have about the world. What I change is the way to express it. And I'm talking about really it's like basic feelings about equality, identity, which to me leads all to the same source of being self and also part of everything. This is identity. Identity means you are, or in this case, I am one of, let's say, 9 billion. I am one of 9 billion people. I am one living being of almost infinite many other living beings. Just understanding all of this, and yeah, it's a very base. I can't put it in words. Maybe it's consciousness what I'm talking about, and I can't make a long talk today because yeah, I also wanted to talk about consciousness and civilization, but to be conscious means to be no, I'm making the talk. No, um, a part of consciousness is to be aware of who oneself is, and at the same time of what everybody else is and everything else is. So the best short definition of consciousness I can make is to say that everything in the world is consciousness, even a small photon going through the vacuum of space. Um, so everything is consciousness. Like just before the Big Bang, everything was very compressed, high energetic, very hot energy, and energy equals matter. And when it was released, at this point before the Big Bang, it was pure consciousness, knowing everything about itself, being in much order. So it was low entropy state, and then it kind of expanded very sudden, and in this moment it forgot everything it is, but therefore it became everything it is and has got the time uh, dimension, the fourth dimension, and therefore it can create a narration, and the narration means to create the record that tells what it is again. So it's consciousness means identity, and when you lose your identity, you have to go through a certain narration and story to both at the same time find it, reclaim it, and create it. And this applies to everything. I'm not talking about dead material or only life. No, I don't make a difference between this. Everything is can be seen as consciousness, and part to explain this and make it not sound so alien crazy is that energy equals matter and everything can be seen as information. However, yeah, my mind never changed. And see, I have a problem with the polarized world we live in because when I say, um, from the beginning of my life, I feel like I've been against racism or sexism because it's the most natural thing to understand that man and woman are two different genders, but they are absolutely natural and each one has its own way to unfold. So they are equal, and both sides benefit if the other side finds way to express itself in the best way possible. But they should not aim to be the same, right? So, and also racism for me is even more clear, or from a feeling side, I can't understand how this huge com- I mean, I can, unfortunately, I can understand that it is been a very simple and primitive way to make a difference to say, oh, this is the enemy and this, we are this, and now we have to fight a tribal war. And at times in history, it might have even been critical for survival to do this, but I don't understand how it has become this problem that now holds us back from creating peace in the world and can ultimately lead to distinction. Um, yeah, I can, I can understand it at the same time where it comes from, but I can't understand why people have, I feel like people don't have the love in their heart to really feel that one brother is a brother and a sister is a sister. No matter that, I I don't feel the difference between colors. Like this is this color, this is that color. I don't feel that. I simply don't feel it. But people seem to feel it and have to make the difference. And when I say that the woke movement is racistic and sexistic, I say it not only because they invert, or I believe some of them, some of the followers of the woke movement, invert the racism and sexism. They say, I suffered from this, now I turn it around and I make them suffer for it. Also because they make the difference in their head. They say this is a boy's job, this is a woman's job. This is already sexistic. They take the same um, difference that begins in the head of the people, and they just push this narrative even deeper. You have to overcome the narrative. It's not a boy's job, it's not a woman's job. But when you try to force to reverse this, you make it worse. So I think it's very bad to say, oh, boys now need to do women's jobs and women need to do boys' jobs. We both, we use the narrative that makes the difference, and we force people to do things they don't want to do, probably. So it's a great confusion. Um, However, it's not only because they inverted, but yeah, mainly it's because they use the same narrative. They make the differences based on color, and we have to overcome this. And the woke movement just imprints it deeper. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I think we need different ways, but I don't see the way that people understand. If people don't understand that racism is not real, how do you want to teach them anything? However, I'm just want to talk about recent developments of yeah, I can make a long video as I said today. Yeah, I think I don't want to talk about narcissism or psychopathy so much anymore. Um, I just realized nothing has changed with me from my perception of the world, what is right and wrong. And yeah, what I wanted to say is that when I say I'm against racism and I'm against sexism, It means in this polarized world that we live in, most people will say, oh, okay, so you are a left woke guy. And I say, no, I'm against left. I'm against woke as well. But this doesn't mean I'm against everything. No. The problem is we live in this polarized world. Does this mean I'm right? No. I mean, from a left guy, I'm a right wing? No. It means I have a point of view that combines all the colors. So I would need something that combines the best from the right wing with the best of the left wing, but this is not here in the world. It's not there. We have we have a splitting mechanism. We have a deeply narcissistic mechanism in the whole world at the moment. People are coerced to think in a splitting mechanism in left wing, right wing, and these are complete packages that seem to belong in some magical way together. They don't belong together. You can have a distinct individual point of view, and this would create a stable country, a civilized country, if a lot of people would have very individual, distinct views of the world that do not support a party or a political echo chamber or anything. The problem is this is not reality. People seem to have opinions that they get from parties or from other polarized groups that are um, designed by a splitting mechanism that defies a more distinct, more colorful reality. Anyway, I just want to say this. I don't have the time, as I said. People, please. People, please don't please people. Cowardice and conformity means that we enable narcissistic leaders. It means that we allow colonialism. It means that we allow people to take over who are unhygienic, who are selfish. So we need upsetters. We need people who say their opinion. We need people who create realities that are not simple splitting mechanisms that only serve selfish goals of domination in the world, okay? We need humanity. We need human life. We need to support life, okay? I support life. I'm here for speak life, right? So understand this. See you later.